unfortunately.
I messaged him. So.
I mean, I would.
That should be on.
This is
Oh, I would love.
we're watching Gullysquad's
Your team for the site.
game right now. I think this was a scrim for a 2.9k.
Say the voice chat too
Is
while
this
we're-
ready or what? What are we doing?
We should.
He needs to warm up.
Yeah, but it feels weird for me to play Root when we're not playing it, but then put Beijing for a tournament.
Play more than 4 maps.
Dude, going back to
Want
I
somebody
can
to
if I need
recording
to.
this?
If someone can, that'd be great. Cause I gotta go, but I'd like to still watch it later if I can.
Yeah, I'll record it and I'll upload it.
All right, cool. You got it.
Let me open up mine and I'll record too.
All right, cool.
So I tell a lot of teams this, but you guys have a 6-stack in a group right now. Once we get in the game, I'll kind of tell you why you guys should be split into 2 groups.
Oh, Peach just came online, by the way.
Somebody who's
Well,
still
how
and I don't want
thing?
should be.
So right now, let's just wait till you guys get everybody in here a bit.
You haven't seen
If you guys are running a 6-stack, you guys should be running into two groups right now instead of 1. The reason for this
or what do you want to do, Conk, actually?
is, I'll show you, these 2 need to be in 1 group, and then everybody else is in a separate group. Because if you guys are in 1 group, everybody's in a single color, and that's green. If you're in 2 groups, you're in 2 different colors, it's green and blue. And you would have to make sure you're in 2 different groups. You want your healers to be in a separate group so that the rest of your team can identify like who to peel easier because they're in a different color.
I don't care.
That's mainly why you want to play in 2 groups. I mean, you can technically play in 1 group. It's just a little bit more efficient when you play into 2 groups.
Actually, I want to try something. I want to try Sombra McCree.
Which one do you want?
I don't know why the video quality is not great. When I checked on Twitch, it said it was 720, so but it checked on Twitch earlier and Visor, and they're both kind of like not really great.
That's what I just said.
So with this group here, I'd be really careful because you guys are running Moira, Ana. You don't have a defensive ult, so you guys need to understand if they play something like a Genji or anything else, like you guys don't have a healer that could heal through that.
Yeah. But the only thing is,
that's not that many.
Everybody's a fight win by itself. To be
It's
honest.
really not. We always like.
To be honest, I think
we'll like Xeno Nanoblade or we'll Xeno grab with a blade.
Yeah,
in
we
one
don't
fight.
normally
It's really not that
Xeno.
many.
Two should be max. That you
Yeah,
need
2
to win
you
a
really
fight.
should win a fight with 2, and if you're not, then it's like it depends how many they use. If they're using
Yeah.
3 in return to try and survive it, fair. If they've used a bunch of ults, fair. But to be honest, you should probably use. Brandy should probably just try and take out the shield, like the Reinhardt shield if they've got one.
Alright, I see a Brig. Pharah.
So right now,
Mercy,
you guys have a lot of people talking. Really, the only person who should be talking is your Sombra, and I think Sombra's trying to communicate what they're seeing. But there's a lot of clutter talking above that. So there's like 3 people talking at the same time right now. You guys all need to be quiet so that Sombra can tell you guys what the team comp is, because that determines whatever they're playing determines what you guys need to switch things up to. This is also a really awkward position. So you have Sombra back here. I'm assuming Sombra threw her translocator in this little tunnel right here. But Ryan is down here. I don't know why Ryan's down there, because Ryan, his shield needs to be protecting the team, and he's not protecting anyone by playing by himself down there.
I don't know.
And I don't know where your Ana is either, so like Ana should be playing, it's kind of hard because I can't pivot, but it should be playing past this area right over here, past the tunnel, or in the back. Oh my gosh, in the back right here, back away from the team, not on the same pillar as the team, because if you guys get dove with your Ryan not being with your team, your healers are kind of screwed.
Hey, chat. Really quick. Whoever dies first, add Peach to the game, and I'll make sure you can only spectate us. All right, now focus on the game. Where's Farah?
So, your Ryan really needs to. You guys need a shield up here. It's good that you guys recognize that your Ryan just charged, so you jump down.
Oh, you died still?
Your McCree mostly died because you guys had no shield tank up there. There's like no point in playing. You guys have didn't have high ground because your Ryan wasn't even there. I think that was Moira who said they were out of healing, and I will tell you why. You see this? The spray needs to be in burst spraying instead of like a constant stream. They really need to rely on their heal orbs first. I don't know if he used it or not. Ideally, the heal orb goes first this way, and it bounces back and forth right here. Ooh. It bounces back and forth, and then your heal burst. This heal spray needs to be in burst form, so it needs to go like this instead of one steady stream. That way, you reserve. It reserves your resources a lot better. So now you're Zarya, you're kind of screwed because your main tank died, honestly. He needs to be playing with the team more instead of by himself, but you're kind of screwed because you have to back up now. So now as you're like half your team is down, you really need to just back up, back all the way up. You guys have time. There's no need to feed right now. Just play pretty safe and play back. Now once your Ryan is back, now you guys can push forward a little bit. You're not pressing a tab enough either, so it'd be nice if you press tab so you can see where your team ults are and then where the other team, what they're playing as well, so you guys can make adjustments. Now you guys won the fight, so you guys should definitely push forward to the back to here. Because if you're Ryan and you play back here, up here, you guys can see if they're coming in this tunnel or they're going this way. Instead, you're playing back here, you don't know where they're gonna group up to come around. You're giving them time to group up as a 6.
I have ult.
Let me hack this.
So this is good. Your Ryan's moving up, but you guys really have to just move up to this choke to look, because now you're just playing like you guys are just gonna guess where they're coming, and like you're already checking like all 3 corners.
Are you shooting at me from long distance?
Yeah, I see it.
There, I think I fixed.
Are you shooting at me from this far?
The other reason why you want to play up here, it intimidates the team, so they know that you guys are like right there, so they're gonna slowly come up instead of like just slowly grouping up instead. And now they have time to group up, and you guys are just playing back here. It's playing really safe.
By the way.
Yes, I'm good.
Are you shooting at me from long distance?
Yeah, I see it.
There, I think I fixed you, Peach, so you can only look it up.
So here, because your Ryan is back here by your, like, he's basically feeding to a team of 6, because that's the 6 is already grouped up by now. You guys all need to play down here with him, or he needs to play up there with you guys.
I got one shot by Hanzo. Well, I got splashed in.
So you're Ryan, and you just basically need to play together.
Yeah, like the thing is, I'm
I
looking
have
at
literally not even been shot once, not even in an attempted shot.
Yeah, no, I've been looking at
I have EMP.
Because Ryan and Zarya, you guys really have to stick together.
Hey, should I do this or no?
Oh,
Okay, I'm
Hanzo's
gonna do it.
on thingy. Hanzo's top right.
Let's just see what they're playing real quick. Somber probably needs to switch off. Oh, and I just realized this is Gullysquad's video, but so or he was the one who sent it to me, but it's sorry who is Zarya's perspective. Anyways, Sombra needs to switch off to another hit scan. Mainly because this guy McCree is dying a lot right now, and that means if McCree is dying a lot, then nobody's taking out the Pharah, and so somebody needs to really take care of that. So double hit scan's the way to go right
I
now.
have high noon if we want to try to.
There's too slow out there. There's,
We have nothing to
we
combo
also have
with.
Shatter.
Your team needs to recognize that they need to reset.
Just far
This is a lost fight right now because you guys are down like more than half of your team with just 2 people, and they're basically right there. You guys just need to give it up because you guys have time to push forward later.
literally just gone up and killed me 3 times.
Yeah.
I've traded with her. She killed me 3 times.
Did you
in a
see
row.
that, Peach? What? Oh, I thought you were watching me. Oh, you're good. I got baited. I really hate this hero.
To be honest, you could switch over to something else if you really want to.
I need to get good at it.
Please, for the love of God, can I get healed for once?
I can't even think
Who's the one who's asking for heals?
For a crazy shatter. Crazy shatter. You look for a crazy
Please.
else if you really want to.
I need to get good at it. I really hate this hero.
To be honest, you could switch over to something else if you really want to.
I need to get good at it.
Please, for the love of God, can I get healed for once?
I can't even think
Yeah, your Moira needs to really work on
Shatter.
saving the resources by just burst healing. So Zarya, you gotta play a little bit more forward with your Rhine, because you're technically a tank, so you need to be tanking and taking damage for the team. I really wish I knew which one was asking for the heals, though.
Oh, I know I'm done. We need to when we get grab, we can grab and I can just nano boost Brandon.
Wow.
Okay, I got their mercy.
One left.
So they must be coming from up there.
Yeah, I think
But you guys are really, really aggressive right now.
Sent it a Healy ball.
don't die. Just keep fucking swinging. Keep fucking swinging.
Oh my god, I just survived that!
Wow.
Because we're all God.
Healy ball.
Was I the only one that got shattered? That feels fucking bad.
As soon as your Moira got that mercy, it was good that you guys kind of staggered the entire team. Now you guys just gotta wait. Watch out because they're grouping up as a 6 right now.
Alright, I think Honda's coming your way again.
Oh no, this is gonna be a fat EMP. This is a thick one.
Let me get
This is good, and you're playing on card.
Hey, don't go actually, because I'm not getting really good. It's bad. Oh, what? I was for a second, but
Yeah, you were for a little bit, dropped off high ground, and I had to reload.
I'm only slightly annoyed.
Is the McCree that's
Do you
asking?
want to grab as well? Like, do you want to use the 3
Yeah,
ults we
I'm high
have or
ground
no?
with me.
We just do one or the other, and if it doesn't work, we'll just finish.
No, let's just...
Honestly, in this team comp, McCree should be playing back a lot, playing it in the distance, because with the healers that you guys have, it's not ideal that the McCree plays up front. It'd be really hard for them to get the heals unless Moira is like standing next to the tanks.
It took more damage.
That's kind of how this game works. If I'm getting attacked by somebody, they're going to keep attacking me until I die. That's kind of how the game works.
Conk's already tilted.
I know,
I
right?
am, because it's basic things are not happening.
This is really not McCree shouldn't be blaming the healers. McCree needs to tell the other DPS to go hit scan with them to take care of their only carry right now, which is the Pharah.
I'm trying, but she's
So like McCree is playing really aggressive and playing up front, so it's like he needs to just understand that if he's not getting the heals, then he needs to play back.
Seriously? She's still alive? How the fuck?
But she got the there we go. She did now.
You guys need to call out where the the enemy team is, which is on the right side. Your Ryan should be definitely playing forward on cart at this. Like they shouldn't have been able to group up like this. If your Ryan had just played, like as soon as right here, your Ryan should be playing right here.
What the fuck, Zarya? Jesus Christ. Seriously? She's still alive? How the fuck?
But she got the there we go. She did now. No.
So if your Ryan was playing back here and this team is going around here, your Ryan can turn around and then block his, because this team right here just needs to touch cart. So as long as Ryan is standing by the cart, like they're gonna be intimidated to go on cart. Or your Ryan could have just walked back with the team.
Have ult again.
But now you guys are letting them push the cart a little bit.
Hanzo behind.
Really good grab, but you have to communicate that.
I tried to heal
You grabbed and you didn't even say you grabbed, and make sure you call out your grabs.
Healing you.
Alright, I'm not doing this right now. Maybe we just need to rework our position.
Let's see. So right now, they're really close, with like this much left. May probably was an okay switch, but Hanzo was not an okay switch. So Hanzo needs to go like Tracer or Doomfist to get to point faster. And then your Ana needs to switch off to Lucio too, to get to the point. You guys want to make sure you guys get to the point as fast as possible at this point, because they're like steamrolling you guys right now, and you guys keep staggering, so you want to sustain a little bit longer.
By the way, we've only got one ult. We've actually got two ults.
You guys need to also realize if the other team dies, you have to assume that Mercy's going to try and go for that res. So you guys all need to be either standing on top of the dead body or knowing, like, targeting Mercy and make sure Mercy doesn't res, because she just res Moira, and that's a huge res for that team. So this is great. You guys are just playing to get them off of point now, because they're basically in overtime.
Hanzo's dead.
I fucking can't hit shit.
So you guys, this team doesn't call targets, so that's what I noticed too. Your Zarya, ideally is the one who's calling the targets, because she's the off tank and she's basically right up there in front, while your healers are the ones who are calling for the team fights, like initiating the team fights, or calling for when the team needs to reset. They're also the ones who should be calling out to see who the enemy team is playing and asking for the team to make those switches. So like your team definitely needs to work on your comms a little more, because once you guys get those comms down, the rest of the game is like gonna go a lot easier, because you guys have players that are recognizing certain roles that need to be changed and realizing like when people need to fall back.
Do you want me to play Mercy instead so I can damage boost, or?
Up to you.
That might be better, yeah. I think so. Either way.
It
And
makes
then
more
I
sense.
could switch to far if we need to, second point.
Oh,
Yeah,
why
yeah,
the
definitely
fuck
go.
am I basic bitch Mercy skin?
Oh yeah, because
So with this comp, again, I would watch out. You guys don't have a defensive ult right now, and I think they were running Pharah before, so I can't quite remember who their other DPS was, but Pharah their barrage, you'd probably definitely want like a Zen trans at least to kind of help with that, but right now you guys don't have that, so you guys really have to just watch out. Make sure you tab more so you can see what the enemy team is playing.
Yeah, no skins
you do
allowed.
it so you don't get any advantages, so there's no bullshit. Both teams are these different thing. Yeah.
Oh, are there like slightly like differently sized hitboxes?
No, it's nothing to do with hitboxes. It's just like cosmetic things and stuff. You know, like how Widow.
Except
has
for
its-
Widow with those stupid feathers.
Yeah. So stuff like Widow and her feathers and stuff, like where you can't hit the feathers, but you can see the feathers and stuff like
Or
that.
Mercy and her wings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get cooked.
Oh wait, she has those all
cooked,
the time.
idiot.
To be honest, I think that the worst
I hate
offender.
Trixie's box. It's so bad. It's so annoying.
I think one of the worst offenders is probably going to be like stuff like Reaper with his. You can shoot through his legs. You hit his cape, but you don't hit him.
I fucking hate that.
No, the worst is definitely Mercy and her wings when she's in bout.
Oh yeah, no.
So you guys are so you guys are kind of playing minus the, so you guys are what, having a Genji and a Widow.
You have to like accidentally hit it, and you're not gonna do it a lot.
Your guys' shield is really only protecting Ana, so just make sure you guys realize that too.
Yeah, it's annoying. You can always guarantee a hit 'cause it stretches his hitbox like a piece of bologna. I don't know.
That was a really good pick. Sorry, your Zarya is going for the wrong targets. You guys need to make sure you guys recognize identifying the squishy targets first before you get the tanks, because once like the enemy healers go down, the tanks are going to go down immediately. Otherwise, you guys are focusing on the tanks first, and it takes longer to take down because the tanks have tons of health and they have like healers on them,
Yeah,
so it just like prolongs taking them out.
Because there was a Sombra there, and I was hacked.
So right now you guys are all playing individual gameplay, right? Like you can tell by the kill feed and the comms, nobody's communicating who's attacking what. Instead, you guys are all on your own. And I mean, luckily it worked out in your favor right now, but if you guys just all do like an exercise, like a focus firing, and calling out one target, and you guys can all jump on that one target, everything is going to go down like a lot more smoothly than you guys are playing right now. A good exercise to kind of practice is if you guys have like it would work better if you had more than, so let's say you have a team of 6, you guys are in a custom gameplay, just put like, I would say if you don't have somebody else to kind of help you out, just put a team of bots down under hard or something, and then you would have one hard Lucy as well. Make sure you guys call out like different targets as a team and help out, and try and like focus that one target down. The other option is if you have more than 6 people, then like the other people, like the 7th, 8th, or 9th or whatever players is on the other team, and all their goal is to their only goal in a team of bots too is to play heroes like a Tracer, Genji, or like a Lucio, and their goal is to just attack your team's healers. In that way, like the healers can ask for peels, and they can also identify like who the target needs to be, and then you guys would all try and focus on that target. But for now, you guys really need to work on your comms on targeting.
I'm gonna let you guys die because I can't see when I'm on this pilot. Just giving you full warning.
Well, I mean, you've let me die this whole game, so.
Oh.
So actually right now, you guys have won that team fight. I'd say half of you guys should go through here, and just like watch for when the team comes in. You only need 3 people on cart to push this all the way. So you guys don't all need to stay on this side of the thing. You already won the team fight, so now you know that half of their team's gonna be staggering out, and you want to just give yourself that chance of like securing this payload.
Feels
They took
fucking
one
bad.
this time, you know what I mean?
Bottom holes.
Block the holes.
What the hell?
This is the best columns ever.
Nice shot, Gully.
Go the fuck to sleep and sit there in a
When do
hole.
you expect anything?
That's really good. They just staggered themselves so badly there.
It was bad.
There's a trace on our lesson.
So I think your Widow. Is your Widow?
Be aware, whatever you want it to.
Yeah. So you like your Ryan and your Widow had a right idea of like coming out in here before you guys had capped it. Luckily that Winston was dumb enough to come out here to stall, but like if all three of you guys had stood right here while the other three were staggering in, they would kind of know to just back off, and their Winston wouldn't even have a chance to jump out. And then it secured your guys' thing, so you guys would have like shed a good like 10 seconds right there.
Oh, there was. She went back. See her?
Oh,
She's back in like the main
hey,
area.
look, they have a widow. You see her?
Yeah, I killed her
She's
once.
gonna
already.
now try and dive you, and I'm gonna go no.
Oh, don't do it to him. Do not do it to him, please. Oh my god.
Good job on your Mercy here.
I got dove by both tanks, so that was probably.
Yeah, there was a tracer.
Zarya and Ryan, you guys can afford to move up forward a little bit, especially with Brigitte by being by themselves right there.
We have trouble.
So you guys should have like called that. Your Ryan should have called that the Brigitte was by themselves, and you and Ryan could have taken that out.
On my face, on my face, on my face.
Dumb.
That was really unfortunate.
Shit, good.
You were saying that like it was a bad.
Your Mercy was busy rezzing. So now your team, nobody's calling out. Your Mercy and your Honor are down. I think your Ana's down. Let's just go back a little bit. Oh wait, no, your Ana's up. Okay, regardless though, your Mercy's down. So your Mercy needs to be the one to call out that you guys only have one support. So even though you guys won this team fight here, your team knows that they can poke out a little bit, but they also need to know that they have to play a little bit reserved too, because you guys are running one healer.
There's a tracer back there.
Help me, please.
Oh my god, dude. I'm texting. Okay, so
The team needs to get used to calling out who they are instead of just using me's.
like my lap won't stop vibrating. I hate people.
It just helps the team figure out who to help peel faster.
Diva will nano blade and we can grab later.
So again, you need to communicate your grabs here. If you're gonna use your grab, make sure you tab. I don't think you've tabbed once during this fight. Just make sure you tab so that you can see like when what your team is at in ults, because you probably could have comboed with like your Ryan or your Genji if you had just looked at what their ults were at. Instead, you grabbed and you didn't say you were grabbing. Your team's probably struggling to like look for where that grab is, or just like completely caught off guard. And it looks like your team was busy in the back anyway, so like that grab was essentially not helpful for your team. This is a hard reset, and you guys like definitely need to just reset, because look how many ults you guys have. So that was actually, if you had just tabbed, you would have seen that like your entire team was basically had an ult, or they were very close to an ult, and then you could have just held onto your grab and like communicated that you're going to use it, so that your Genji or your Ryan could have been prepared to do something. And that way, when you communicated that to, like, your Ana would know to not decide to not use their nano or to use their nano.
Oh god, he's mad.
I told you,
Oh,
fine.
man, he sucks.
Yeah, we can nano blade in this. In this one.
Can I get healed?
I'm trying, but it's hard, okay?
Conky scared me. I saw the Genji shadow, and I
I'm the
didn't know you were
armor.
Genji.
There's a Genji
Don't
going
touch
behind.
me, what?
Yes, there is.
He's going to deliver
Come on.
that sweet, sweet Dragon Blade.
He's half.
Okay.
So right here, your target is Moira for sure. Your team isn't even really with you guys, so you guys need to really communicate and turn around and make sure your team is with you.
Yeah, I think our positioning is kind of
Yeah, something's not right.
So I definitely think your Ana maybe should be the one to switch off, because now that they have a Tracer, it's kind of really rough on your Ana. Your Ana is dying a lot right now. It's probably hard enough for Mercy to get away from a Tracer, but Mercy at least has like mobility. Your Ana doesn't have mobility, and you guys don't have a defensive ult. So ideally, like, if Tracer is an issue, then Ana should go to like a Moira or a Lucio. If you go Moira, you wouldn't have a defensive ult, but at least you'd be able to get away. So right now, if you had tabbed, you would notice that you know what your team is playing, but you also know that this Winston is the biggest problem right now for you guys, because he hasn't died since he switched. So somebody on the team needs to recognize that and call for the switch to go to a Reaper.
I said what was happening. They were being attacked.
Right now, too, you're at high energy, or the Zarya is at high energy, so Zarya needs to communicate that and make sure that the Mercy and the Ana keeps Zarya alive, because you want to make sure you stay at high energy, and you can even get Mercy to damage boost you. This team is very tilted right now, though.
I said, let's go. D.Va was D-Mac. They were sitting there. Moira was low. Vegeta was not paying attention.
I'm just gonna stick
Literally would have just walked right through there.
the baptized.
You don't feel me the whole game, but oh god, no, come back to their healers.
Yeah, so they're basically running dive right now. And you guys, what you guys need to do against the dive is you guys just need to group up into a group of 6 and death ball, so that when they dive, they're diving into a group of 6, and they're basically diving into like a suicide if they do dive in. Your Ana definitely needs to use their ult and switch to something else, like a Zen, because they just like, well, I wouldn't switch to Zen now because they basically just used their Genji ult, and you guys are running like almost down to almost 30 seconds left. So switch to like a Moira or a Lucio, like I said again. So I really hope you communicate your and I spoke too soon and you did not communicate it. So this Brigitte is definitely the target right now. Somebody needed to call it out because everybody else was standing on the cart, didn't really know who to attack first.
I need help. Thank you.
Where are you?
I can tell you right now, this is not a good combo. So I'm really hoping you go Winston or Hammond here, because you guys have like no seconds left. Zarya is just slowly walking over there. Let's see what the other... So I'm just gonna go back a little bit. Oh my gosh. Ah, I almost had it. Oh, it's like a game. Okay, here. You guys have like 0. Like, right now, I think you guys just want to stall, right? Or you want to try and get there as quick as possible. Ana needs to switch out. McCree needs to switch out. I would say, arguably, Mercy needs to switch out because she doesn't have an ult anymore anyways, and you need to switch out. So you would go Hammond or Winston. Heck, even one of the DPS can go Hammond and Winston as well. You guys can afford to have 3 tanks. Mercy, Moira and Lucio for the healers. And then like if you guys don't go 3 tanks, then go Tracer, because you all collectively need to get there ASAP because you guys have like no time left.
Like Concrete has like sexual releases every time he blades, like all the pent up.
That was a side hit, still being pissed off.
Like, you guys got so lucky with pulling that off, only because of your Genji blade. But really, you cannot rely on just your Genji to do all the, like, to have an ult to just win fights. You guys have to work better as a team.
Tracer's coming. Down the side hallway.
Where's your Ryan? Now this is definitely the time to be calling out targets, you guys. So right here, half the team needs to be playing up front because you guys just won the fight and you guys don't have time left. So assuming like just you would hope that they're not going to play dive right here. They ideally should be playing dive because they've got 30 seconds. But your Ryan would be like right here, and Zarya you'd be like watching this way, and then your DPS can be either or. But you guys just need to watch the doors and make a presence so that they are intimidated by you. Because you guys basically won that fight and you want to stagger them as much as you can right now. So this is where you need to definitely communicate your grabs.
I would have flashbanged if I did.
So yeah, that was unfortunate. Your Mercy probably could have used that dead body to GA past, if she used the GA jump, and then she could have survived a little bit longer enough for like the other two in the back to try and get there. However, you guys basically lost it as soon as you guys stopped. You guys didn't call targets, you guys didn't call ults. You guys basically, that was basically a lost fight because of the lack of communication and teamwork here.
I got it about halfway, or about when we went to offense, I felt good.
Yeah. See, I sometimes feel a little bit weird anyway. Like, I don't know, I think just because of the new sense and stuff, sometimes I like hit a bunch of shots from her, and then sometimes I hit like 2 out of the 6 shots.
Can't move Conk right out. Get him out. He's not here. Oh wait, he must have moved Peach, right? Is he here? Is he back? Nice.
Yeah, no. Conquest may whatever, by the way.
Yeah, we got a random.
Okay, guys, please don't judge me. I'm a Lucio one trick.
is that your life now?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna have you playing Ana.
I'm in the group.
Ana Brigade right now. Because we can basically roll in with couples. No, let's go Ana Brigade right now.
Alright, I can tell you guys are gonna like kind of struggle with healing right now with this team comp right here, because Brigitta's technically gonna be off healing, and then your Ana's gonna be in the back. But you guys all really need to be in the line of sight for your Ana in order for this to work. Your Mei can essentially heal themselves, so you guys are fine there. So this is just, you guys should just have to be really careful when you guys play this comp here.
Because we can basically roll in with couples.
What do you do?
That does it, so they don't really
He engineers software. Duh.
I assume your Ana's set up in the back, in the back ledge up top.
Fuck, your fire strike totally obscured the Mercy completely. Damn it, Brandon.
They're gonna go in here. They're about to be
right,
real upset
we're
if
gonna
they
go
do.
through the top.
Alright, Maibo, you stun them and I'll wall them off.
Yeah, put them, yes.
I would probably, instead of walling them off right there, I mean it worked out, but I'd probably wall them off right here, because then you split the team up, assuming like their tanks come out here, and then the other team would be back here. You wall them off, they'd be pretty much in danger too, but instead you wall them off here, and they're running dive, so you're lucky that their dive didn't just dive over all of this chaos that was happening here.
What?
That didn't work out very well for them.
It was bad when we were like,
happened?
where are they? Where are they? Oh, they have defense now, by the way. Just saying.
Oh no!
This is going all the way left.
Gully
This is going all
Tracer's
the way
coming
left.
after you. Gully Tracer's
I
coming
know.
after you.
Your Zarya's consistently getting gold elims, which means like your DPS needs to maybe pick up the slack a little bit.
Just left on point. Nice, nice.
You guys need to call out the targets.
Where's he going?
Mercy, there we go.
I don't know that I'm on point. Here he is. Winston's left by point. You could charge him.
So somebody's saying that Winston's the back here? Somebody needs to stagger this.
What a suck.
Good. That was a good stagger.
Why did I didn't
I was
use it.
trying to hit him with this. They have Genji now.
Hey,
I was
next,
framed.
do you know what we need to do next? So next time we get Baby Diva, we just need a freezer, just repeatedly.
That's not a bad idea to stagger that diva a little bit longer, because now they have time for like a full regroup.
Yeah, she's on
Watch out, Tom, back in.
I know.
They're running a Sombra right here, which for them is probably not the greatest idea, because like they need to understand that your Ana is probably keeping the team up the most, so they would either play Sombra or play like a Tracer and get all the way to the back to distract the Ana from the frontline team.
She's over here by me.
Nice shot, Billy.
She's one hit.
She's over there on the left.
Next number?
I killed her translocator. You can go hunt her down if you want.
What?
They're Ryan Zarya now? Ryan Diva now?
Yeah,
Ryan.
Ryan Diva, go rid of the Tracer. They
I
want
think they're going back to that top area again. Nope, never mind.
No, they're not. Hey, get ready. I'm gonna wall them off.
I need help.
So that's good communication on your Mei. I'd like to see you, the Zarya, communicate with their ults that way too.
Yeah, go ahead.
How did she just phase through my wall? Did anybody else see that? Was that on my screen or what?
No, that was she actually dodged around.
Okay, on my screen she just phased through it.
On my
At least it
screen,
looked like
you
it's
put
my
it up
eyes. I
as
don't
you
know if
went
it's just in the
over it,
recording
so
or not. I mean, obviously all of you saw her go over it, so she went over it. But it was
Oh no,
I think that what I'm gonna do is cut this VOD review in half and then do the part 2 later, so I can do these live reviews right after this.
Hey, can you nanome?
A nanome?
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it.
Oh, I
You
got
can just
so
kill them
close.
all. Sword out slept.
So you guys went for the tanks first, again. Let's try and go for the squishies first. Now they're just staggering at this point. Really good job on your guys' part on holding them out.
That's too bad.
what they should have done is they should have.
Let's save that for Kaw.
So now you guys have like so much time to run. I wouldn't even, you guys probably could just run goats, honestly. You guys can get there fast. And goats is so broken.
No.
Ilios or whatever.
Wait, but remember, we ran Ryan Zarya,
So you guys are running 3 tanks. You might as well just go goats.
We did it on this last time. This is
Or run Moira Lucio.
no on the last one.
yeah, let me, I'll watch through it really quick, but it was on this map. So
The
I
last time
played the game.
Well, it's just better. I do love how we play this
We're
really
gonna have no dive tanks with dive DBS.
Yeah,
You
no,
gonna do this?
we do this so often though, so it's sort of a sort of thing.
Yeah, no, we do this all the time. It's really
Well,
weird
no,
how we play
don't do
this.
that.
Let's make it work.
Well, actually, we
So
normally
your Rhine should be in front, if anything.
static tanks. How did a deep up
You can take like the damage first, the bubble, and then have Rhine go in front of you, but Rhine was playing like behind Genji.
Oh, the trap killed me. Oh, that's...
So Nini's call out that the Rhinos will basically won. So 0 peel calls for your healers, because Zen needs to really call out that somebody's on him, and you could have body blocked for a little bit.
Stay on me. Stay on me. We're continuing to push.
So this is like essential that your Rhine and you are on the same targets, because it's just the 2 of you guys, and you guys need to take out targets like sooner than later, because you guys don't coordinate and communicate that. Their entire team is just able to come back now, and then you guys are kind of staggering with your 2 tanks.
What is this defense? Joker coming in, watch it.
Oh, I'm dead.
There really isn't one right now. Save Nano, by the way. I'm coming in with Nano play.
Who would I nano right now?
So that was good. Communicating, saving Nano for the Nano play.
Sometimes you guys do things that make no sense to me.
I can't kill this Moira. Can't your friend.
So here, you would need to body block.
Good job.
You guys won that, but like right there when everybody was just kind of stuck in there, it's your job to stand right here, because like sometimes there's glitches where like the people can't just walk past you, and you can just throw your graviton in here too. You throw them in there, but I think like if you want to just play safe, I would just stand right here.
Good job.
Hey, we win.
Alright, so I'm gonna cut this early, and I'm gonna cut the stream for a second, because I'm gonna have Kenny's VOD up, and I'll go over that real quick so he can watch it while it's being streamed, and Rise is gonna watch that as well.
2/3 of them